Okay, I will. And welcome in, college baseball fans. It is the day of the dog. I was talking to my producers in our pre-show meeting, and we dubbed it collectively the day of the dog. If we started today and you told me that Michigan was going to take down Texas Tech and that FSU was going to take down Arkansas, I might have told you were crazy. But that is exactly what happened the day of the dog. And Robbie and Thomas are back in studio. They will be leading this train. I'm Rachel Baribeau, College Sports Tonight. The number 888-573-5335. That's 888-573-5335. Let me say this, and we're going to get back to this. I want to play some highlights in just a moment, but let me just kind of set the stage for you. As we're leading up to this College World Series, which, by the way, is phenomenal, and we will also get into that, just where it ranks on the pantheon, the list of bucket list items, things to do. And I'm going to tell you when I actually one of my trips out there and this big detour I made and what happened. It was awesome. But when I was looking at these teams, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, each one of these teams have a story, like a storyline that is so crazy that makes you want to root for them, even if maybe you're not a fan of that team. It's nuts. Right now, the Mike Martin magic, are you kidding me? The guy's been an innumerable amount of times. He is retiring. His team, as we mentioned, one of the last 4 in, and they go out there and do the improbable behind Parrish and take down the Arkansas Razorbacks. And you talk about the Arkansas Razorbacks, just absolute heartbreak last year. I'm talking about communication issues, guys. Come on, who's got it? Who's got it? That series between Arkansas and Oregon State was one for the ages. And if you're an Arkansas fan, my friend Matthew Mosley, I know he is, calling the Hogs, the Omahogs. That was heartbreaking. And the fact that Dave Van Horn loses so many players and gets back there is crazy. You talk about, you just heard in our opening, since 1983 for Michigan and Eric Bachik. I mean, this is, it's crazy. Michigan is like representing all of the Big Ten, and we'll talk about that with our very own Danny Wexelman in just a moment. But I could go down the list, and believe me, I will, because guess what? I graduated from Auburn. So War Eagle, baby. And you're going to hear me about 9 times in the next 7 days. So I'm going to do my best to be as objective as I can. But I have to tell you, having covered a Final Four for Auburn in basketball, and now covering Auburn in the College World Series in the top 8 is nutso. Congratulations, Alan Green. Congratulations, Butch Thompson. Alan Green, the new AD there. Good times for Auburn. You know, Gus Malzahn's behind him. One of the best defensive lines, supposedly, in the SEC in the country this year. But we'll get into football a little bit later on. But really, if you go down each one of these teams, everybody's got a story. Texas Tech has been there. They haven't won it. But they've been there. They're very experienced. I heard them talking about kind of their, their favorite restaurants and things of that nature. You know, they're like restaurant schmestrant. Like, you know, I don't care about the restaurants. What I care about is winning the whole thing. And we'll get into that with each one of these teams. Mississippi State, Chris Lemonis, what's happened there for these upperclassmen that have gone through coaching change after coaching change? And I was one of the ones last year that was a rooting hard for Gary Henderson, the interim coach, who got them so close, oh so close. You talk about the rally banana and Ethan Small and everything that happened for that Mississippi State team. My golly. Every one of these teams has a story. And so we'll get into all the stories. Don't you worry about that. But I do want to open up the phone lines and ask you this, and then we'll hear some highlights. 888-573-5335. It's 888-573-5335. By the way, you can also get me on Twitter at Rachel Baribeau. That's RACHEL BARIBEAU. And the number to call in, 888-573-5335. So here's my question. With the storylines that abound, right? Like, who do you think has the most compelling storyline, unfinished business, the most, oh my gosh, they're there, this is crazy? Because, again, day of the dog today for FSU and Michigan, not the two that I thought would win. Not the two. Now, listen, the way the pitchers were dueling in this last game, my, oh my. That was anybody's game right up until the very end. But I want to know, who do you think has the most compelling storyline, the most compelling kind of oomph, their backstory? Could be some of their players. It could be the storyline as a whole. It could be their coaches. It could be their school history. Who has the most compelling storyline? And then who do you think's going to win it all? Because if it's followed anything already, the CWS day one, it's given us fireworks. It's given us wow moments already. 888-573-5335. That number is 888-573-5335. Earlier game, Michigan, as I mentioned, and Texas Tech. Michigan best Texas Tech 5-3. And in the third, Jimmy Kerr had a 2-run triple. Let's hear that. And also in the third, Brian Klein for Texas Tech with a 2-run home run. And in the seventh, Franklin scores after the Young throwing error. Let's hear that. Our very own Patrick Ebert has done a fantastic job, as Danny Wexelman. We'll hear from her right after this next break. But he had a chance to catch up with Michigan head coach right after the game.